Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel, where it is time for Match Week 37 predictions for the 2019-2020 Premier League season. Yes, the penultimate game week, ladies and gentlemen, the penultimate game week. Now, obviously, there is one match still to be played. That is West Ham against Watford. But obviously, the game's coming on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week. The games are coming thick and fast, so I need to get these predictions in. So, let's have a quick look at how I did the last game week. So, Chelsea-Norwich, I went for a 4-0 win to Chelsea. It finished 1-0 to Chelsea. Burnley-Wolves, I said a 1-1 draw. It was a 1-1 draw. First perfect score of the week. Man City-Bournemouth went for a 4-0 win to Man City. It finished 2-1 to Man City. Newcastle-Tottenham went for a 1-0 win to Newcastle. It finished 3-1 to Tottenham. Arsenal-Liverpool went for a 3-1 win to Liverpool. It finished 2-1 to Arsenal. Everton-Aston Villa went for a 2-1 win to Aston Villa. It finished 1-1. Leicester City-Sheffield United, I went for a 1-1 draw. It finished 2-0 to Leicester City. Crystal Palace-Manchester United has just finished. I said 3-1 win to Man United. It was 2-0 win to Manchester United. And Southampton-Brighton, I went for a 1-1 draw, and it was a 1-1 draw. So, I have 9 points for this week, which is not too bad. Obviously, with one game remaining, maybe even 12. But top scorer at the moment is Guy and Ballum with 10 points. So, Guy and Ballum, well done. You obviously get a shout out for this video. And guys, can I just say thank you so much to everyone who liked the video last time. I had 12 likes. If we can get past that, that would be absolutely fantastic. Obviously, thank you very much for the support recently, and thank you for getting me past 350 subscribers as well. It really does mean a lot as well. So, let's get into Match Week 37, and there are some big games at the bottom and the top of the Premier League. So we have Norwich City against Burnley, Bournemouth against Southampton, the South Coast Derby, of course, Tottenham against Leicester City, Brighton against Newcastle United, Sheffield United against Everton, Wolves against Crystal Palace, Watford against Manchester City, Aston Villa against Arsenal. Probably Aston Villa's last chance to have any chance of staying up. Manchester United, West Ham, and Liverpool against Chelsea. So the first game to preview and predict is Norwich City against Burnley. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 3 wins to Burnley and 2 draws in there for good measure. The last result was a 2-2 draw, and this was way back in the Championship. Norwich City were in the game against Chelsea, it has to be said, but they it's one thing to say that they were in the game, but they just can't finish. They just cannot score at all. It was a good win for Chelsea. I know it was 1-0 in the end, but a good win for Chelsea, and obviously, you know, it does give them a little bit of a cushion now for top 4. Burnley's form has continued again. Obviously, Raul Jimenez put Wolves in front. Chris Wood in the 90th minute put Burnley with a 1-1 draw. So a very good point in the end for Sean Dyche. But could this be potentially one of his last games in charge of Burnley? There is continuing rumours to say that he could potentially be leaving at the end of the season. So, be interesting to see. But I'll be very shocked if he does go. To be honest, I would be very shocked as well. But do you know what? It would be very sad if he does go, because he's been ever present for Burnley. Hasn't he? So that is one thing you can say for sure. For this game, I'm going to go for a Burnley away win. I think Norwich City just wants to see the back of the Premier League, basically get ready for the Championship next season, and then, yeah, definitely, because they just can't score goals for anything in the moment. But I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Burnley in this game, so we'll see what happens for sure. Bournemouth against Southampton, the South Coast Derby. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 1 win to Bournemouth, 1 win to Southampton, and 3 draws. The last result was a 0-0 draw between the sides. Bournemouth, it has to be said that they did very well to only lose by 2-1 against Manchester City. Yes, obviously there was a lot of talk of VAR in this game as well. Obviously, Bournemouth had a goal ruled out. just offside. It was just off. And obviously Man City were denied a Stonewall penalty as well. So it could have been a lot more, but you have to say Bournemouth, very good performance against Manchester City, and only to lose 2-1. But the games are running out for them. This is a must-win game for them, because obviously they go to Everton on the final day of the season. And obviously, as we are obviously recording this, Everton have not lost at home since November in the league. So it's looking really, really bleak for Bournemouth. Southampton, on the other hand, well, it was another draw against Brighton, but their good form continues. Very, very good from Southampton. And Danny Ings again scoring, obviously with Jamie Vardy not scoring against Sheffield United. Danny Ings is getting ever so closer to Jamie Vardy, so it's going to be a very interesting battle between, obviously, those two. So, looking at this game, I think it's last chance to win for Bournemouth. Unfortunately, I just can't see them winning this game. I think Southampton's away form is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to say Southampton's away form is going to continue. A 2-1 win against Bournemouth, and that could potentially be the result that sends Bournemouth down. But we'll see. We shall see as well. But obviously we'll need to see what happens in the game. Obviously West Ham Watford, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see for sure, but yeah, I think this will be last chance for them for Bournemouth. As I've said, 2-1 win to Southampton. Tottenham against Leicester City. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 3 wins to Spurs and 2 wins to Leicester City. The last result was a 3-1 win to Tottenham. Congratulations Harry Kane, 200 club goals for Tottenham Hotspur. Very, very well done to you. You've obviously done really, really well to get 200 goals. And yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting, if he does stay. But it's a very good win for Spurs. Very, very good win for Spurs. As I've said, their away form has not been great. But to get 3 goals and played really, really well against Newcastle, it was a very good win for them. And it's a very tricky game because obviously they are coming up against the Leicester City side who have just beaten Sheffield United by 2-0 and looked really, really good in that game. Obviously, it's looking very, very interesting. A very good goal from Jose Perez, and Damari Gray obviously getting the second as well. Leicester just have to keep winning. They just have to keep winning. It could potentially come down to goal difference as well between Manchester United and Leicester. If Leicester and Manchester United keep winning, then who knows? Who knows what could happen? But it's going to be a very, very interesting game, this one. But I'm just going to say that Spurs will sneak this win and dent Leicester City's top 4 hopes. I do think Tottenham will win this one. I think it'll be a very close game, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Tottenham in this game. And obviously from the thumbnail, that is obviously the featured. My match of the weekend is definitely Tottenham against Leicester City. So that's obviously Super Sunday. So that's a big, big game to obviously go into. But yeah, be interesting. Be an interesting game for that one. But I'm going for a 2-1 win to Tottenham. Brighton against Newcastle. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to Brighton and 3 draws in there for good measure. The last result was a 1-1 draw between Brighton and Newcastle. Obviously, Brighton have just got a 1-1 draw with Southampton. And mathematically, they are now safe. They are now safe for another season. Congratulations to Graham Potter. Done a fantastic job to keep Brighton. I mean, me included, I had Brighton to be relegated, but obviously I am absolutely wrong about that. But no, absolutely fantastic for Brighton to be staying in the Premier League for another season at least. And Graham Potter deserves a lot of credit. Probably wasn't the first choice to replace Chris Hughton, but he's done a fantastic job. And obviously in Neil Mopey, he has a striker that is scoring goals now for sure. It was a good away draw against Southampton. But most of those games are draws, to be honest with you. So it's a very, very good point away from home as well. Newcastle, are they wanting the season to end? I think probably yes, to be honest. It's looking like that, isn't it? Obviously 3-1 defeat against Tottenham. Matt Ritchie, great goal from Matt Ritchie. It was a very good goal from Matt Ritchie. Very good strike it was from him. And yeah, it'll be an interesting game, this one, because I'm going to say that I can't really separate them because they're not too far in the table. They're not too far away from each other. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this game. And that, anyway, both teams are safe anyway, so nothing to play for. basically just pride for the last 2 games, and yeah, it's going to be a good game, that one. Brighton 1, Newcastle United 1. Sheffield United against Everton. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 1 win to Sheffield United, 2 wins to Everton, and 2 draws. And the last result was a 1-1 draw. Sheffield United, yeah, disappointing to lose 2-0 to Leicester, but they are still in the race for the Europa League for sure. But they are behind Spurs now, so that is something you'd have to say. But it's been a fantastic season for Chris Wilder. No other manager would deserve Manager of the Year apart from obviously Jurgen Klopp as well. So Chris Wilder's done a fantastic job at Sheffield United. And it's going to be a very, very interesting game because obviously they are coming up against the Everton side. Let me just say that Everton were so poor against... they were so poor against Aston Villa. Very, very poor they were, and that is one thing you can say. But I think they're just wanting the season to end. They definitely need to rebuild it in the summer. The recruitment has not been great, as we have all seen. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how well they will actually do in the summer transfer window. Because of that, I'm going to go for Sheffield United to end the season at Bramall Lane with a win. Sheffield United 2, Everton 0. Everton's away form is useless, and yeah, they'll go into the final home game against Bournemouth, hoping to get a victory in that game. Wolves against Crystal Palace now. The last 5 between the sides have resulted. Actually, there's only been 3 meetings, sorry, I should say. 1 win to Wolves, 1 draw, and 1 win to Palace. The last result was a 2-0 win to Palace. Wolves, I think it's safe to say now that they are probably out of the race for Champions League. But what a magnificent season it has been for Nuno Espirito Santo. And it's looking like they'll obviously get Europa League as well. It's just been a fantastic season for Wolves. It really, really has. Them and Sheffield United have really, really impressed this season. And obviously Jimenez getting the goal again. Jimenez has been fantastic, hasn't he? He really, really has. Obviously, they've had Podence as well. They've had Traore, Dendoncker, Neves. Oh, you could go through the Wolves team, and you'd be looking at a very, very good side, wouldn't you? So it's a very, very good draw against Burnley. Disappointing, obviously, they will not be going into the Champions League. However, they could still make it if obviously they win the Europa League, but that's probably looking a little bit too difficult as well. But you never know with this Wolves team. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Crystal Palace have obviously just lost 2-0 to Manchester United. Speedy recovery, Patrick Van Aanholt. Obviously there was 11 minutes of stoppage time in that game. Obviously big speedy recovery to Patrick Van Aanholt. Looks like he's dislocated his shoulder. It looks a really, really bad injury, so that's one thing you can say for sure. So I'm going to go for Wolves to win their final home game of the season, as they are at Chelsea in the next game. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Wolves in this game. So we'll see what happens for sure. Watford against Man City. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 5 wins to Manchester City. The last result was a 2-1 win to Manchester City. Well, obviously Watford are in a big game tomorrow evening against West Ham. Obviously this is 16 versus 17, both sides on 34 points. If one of them wins, you could probably say that one is probably safe for another season. But we will see. We'll see what happens obviously tomorrow. A draw probably doesn't do them any favours either, so it could be a really, really interesting game for sure. Manchester City, good win in the end against Bournemouth. Obviously a 2-1 win. David Silva scoring 2 goals as well. Jesus scoring the first, and then obviously Silva scoring as well. Very, very good to see. In this fixture, in the last 5 games, Manchester City have scored 22 goals against Watford. Because obviously earlier in the season it was 8-0 to Manchester City at the Etihad. I don't think it'll be that kind of scoreline, but I do think Man City will win this one. I think they'll win it pretty comfortably as well. Watford, obviously, they are looking above their shoulders. Obviously, Bournemouth and Villa It's going to be a very, very interesting final few weeks, isn't it? Final few game weeks, I should say. So, I'm sorry, Watford fans. I'm going to go for a 5-0 Manchester City victory. Man City do love playing Watford, and especially with 22 goals in the last 5 meetings. So, yeah, I'm going to go for a 5-0 win to Man City. Aston Villa against Arsenal. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 5 wins to Arsenal. The last result was a 2-0 win to Arsenal. Aston Villa, so close and yet so far from getting that vital win away at Everton. And obviously they concede in the 88th minute, which was very, very hard to take. But you have to say Villa did play okay. They did play okay, but they are running out of games now. Arsenal and West Ham left. They will want to play. They will want to definitely try and win this game for sure, because Arsenal have definitely improved for sure. Obviously, they're coming off the back of a 2-1 win over the champions Liverpool, and it has to be said, it was a bit of a smash and grab, wasn't it? 2 shots on target. Liverpool absolutely dominated the game, but if you don't take your chances, you don't deserve to win football matches. And Arsenal took their 2. And Liverpool only took 1, so very, very good win for Arsenal. Obviously capitalised on 2 Liverpool mistakes as well. Lacazette and Reece Nelson scoring the goals there, so very, very good win for Arsenal. I am going to go for an Arsenal win, I'm afraid. I really cannot see Villa getting anything out of Arsenal, but stranger things have happened, as I've said. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Arsenal, and that could be a damaging result for Aston Villa. It could potentially be that result that could potentially send Aston Villa down. But we will see. We will see what happens for sure. Manchester United against West Ham. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to United, 2 wins to West Ham, and 1 draw. The last result was a 2-1 win to Manchester United. Obviously, we have seen Manchester United beat Crystal Palace by 2-0 this evening. Very, very good, obviously continuing that unbeaten run against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. Obviously not been beaten in the Premier League era at Selhurst Park. So, very, very good win for them. Rashford was looking very, very good. Martial just looks a completely different player under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They were a little bit sloppy. They looked a little bit sloppy. But you have to say it was a good win in the end for Manchester United. Big game, as I've said, for West Ham tomorrow. They have Watford. It's going to be an interesting game, isn't it? Really, really interesting game for sure. But they never do seem to win at Old Trafford, West Ham. So I just think United will probably go and beat Chelsea in the FA Cup. And I do think that they will win this game. I just think Man United will be too strong for West Ham. But depending on the result, West Ham could already be safe. We shall see what happens for sure. But I am going to go for a 3-0 win to Manchester United in this game. It'll be an interesting game. I'm going for a 3-0 win to the Red Devils. And the final game for the game week 37, it is Liverpool against Chelsea. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to Liverpool, 2 draws and 1 win to Chelsea. The last result was a 2-0 win to Liverpool. Liverpool, wow. What can I say about us? We have been really, really poor since the restart. Barring Palace aside, it has been absolutely awful. Awful from the players. But looking at this game, obviously this game will be the game that Liverpool do get the Premier League trophy. So I would imagine that they will probably play their best team and then maybe rest some players and then maybe go at Newcastle and give some of the youngsters a wee go. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not Jurgen Klopp, so I can't really say for sure. But I'll tell you something, Liverpool are in very, very dire form recently. And yeah, maybe they do need to add some bodies. They definitely do need to add some bodies. So it's going to be a very interesting game, but they do have a bit of a week break, considering that Chelsea do play Manchester United and at the FA Cup at Wembley on Sunday. So it will be a very, very interesting battle between those two for sure. Chelsea, as I've said, 1-0 win against Norwich. Very, very good win in the end. Giroud getting the only goal. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting couple of days because, like I've said, they do have Manchester United in the FA Cup, and obviously a chance for Chelsea to obviously get a trophy as well. So really, really interesting game for sure for that one. But just going on the balance of obviously the play, Liverpool will want to win this game. They will want to go out on a high. It is their final game at Anfield. So definitely, and obviously Chelsea going for top 4 as well. Going to be a very interesting game. I'm just going to pip Liverpool to win this one, but obviously because it's at Anfield, another year unbeaten at Anfield would be absolutely fantastic. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. I'm going to go for Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. So that is it. That is match week 37 done and dusted. Obviously, guys, leave your comments in the comment section down below. Leave your predictions in the comment section down below, I should say. And yeah, obviously, thank you to the ones who obviously have posted their predictions recently as well. Very, very good from all of you to do that. And hopefully get a lot more playing next year, next season as well, for sure. So I'll go through my predictions really, really quickly. Norwich City 0, Burnley 2, Bournemouth 1, Southampton 2, Tottenham 2, Leicester City 1, Brighton 1, Newcastle United 1, Sheffield United 2, Everton 0, Wolves 2, Crystal Palace 0, Watford 0, Manchester City 5, Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3, West Ham 0, Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. So that is it. That is match week 37 done and dusted. As I've said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And like Guy and Ballum, you will get a shout out in the next video. But thank you for all your support recently. Obviously, thank you for everyone who liked the last video, as I've said as well. But if you are new around here, then please hit that subscribe button as well. Smash a like on this video as well. And yeah, we are coming to the business end of the season now. 2 game weeks to go. I'm pretty sure there'll be twists and turns both at the top and the bottom of the Premier League. But enjoy your bumper Premier League midweek. And obviously, I will be back on Thursday for the final game week of the season. It's going to be a good one. It is going to be a very, very good one. We might see teams that could be relegated. We might see teams that are guaranteed Champions League. We might see teams that are guaranteed Europa League. But really, really interesting games. Really, really intriguing stuff. This is why we love football. This is why we love football. But thank you very much for watching. Smash the like button. Hit that subscribe button as well. And share the video if you would like to as well. That would be much, much appreciated as well. But thank you very much for watching. And I'll speak to you all in the next one. 2 game weeks to go. 2 game weeks to go. This midweek. And then next Sunday is the final weekend of the Premier League. I can't believe it's come by this quick. But it has. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.